Hello, first graders. Today we are going to begin looking at a first grade memory book. And we are going to spend the next few days writing, looking at a few pages at a time and filling them out together. This is something that the first grade teachers do with their students at the end of every year. It gives us a chance to look back, reflect on our year, and remember some of our favorite things. Normally, of course, we would be in the classroom all doing this together. This year, we're going to be doing it apart, but we still hope that you feel happy when you think about some of the things we've done together this year in first grade. The memory book is at Graham Hill. If you go to Graham Hill to get your packet, the memory book is in the same place in the file box where you pick up your packet. You can see that I started decorating my cover. So if you haven't picked this up yet, you can ask your family to go to Graham Hill and get this. If your family prints your packet normally, they also can print this. We have sent this in an email to families as well. So today we are going to look at the first few pages. This is the cover of the memory book, and you saw this before. Up here it says, "This totally awesome book of our first grade school year belongs to," and that is where you will write your name. Other than that, first graders, you should decorate the cover of your book however you want. You can see that I am coloring in these letters, but you do not even have to do that. You can do whatever you feel like. I also added my room number here. You can put your room number, you can draw pictures of you or your friends or robots or aliens or anything that you want. My one suggestion is that you use colored pencils or you use crayons. If you use markers, you can see that I drew some marker on this side of the paper and it shows through a lot on the other side of the paper. But if you use colored pencils or crayons, then it really isn't going to show through to the other side. And lots of these pages have something to write on both sides, so you don't want what you do on one side to show through on the other side. Let's go ahead and look at the first page. So right inside the cover, there's a blank page, and you can really do that with that whatever you want. You can decorate it, you can write something, but let's look at this page. This page says a bit about me. So this page is all about you. And I'm going to go over some of the things that the page says. Up here it says favorite color. So you can write whatever your favorite color or colors are right there. Favorite subject. So a subject is something that we study in school. Your favorite subject might be math, writing, reading, or something else that we do at school. And then favorite movie. So you can think about the movies that you saw when you were at first grade and what is one that is your favorite. This year, I got better at, there are so many things that you could put here, and there's lots of room. So make sure that you put more than one thing. Some of the things that I thought of that first graders got better at this year were subtraction, reading, writing stories, solving problems with friends, but there are so many other things that you could write there. This says my hobbies, and a hobby is something that you do for fun. It is not something you have to do, but something you choose to do. Often a hobby is something that we do when we have some free time. So for me, some of my hobbies are running, gardening, knitting, and reading. You will think about what you like to do when you have free time, and you can write or draw a picture of yourself doing a hobby or two there. Here it says 3 words that describe me. So again, I was thinking about our first graders this year, and some of the words that came to mind were kind, responsible, hardworking, caring, and helpful. So think about, they don't have to be these words. Think about the words that you think describe yourself, and you can write them there, or again, you can always draw pictures. This is very open, and it really is what you want it to be. Up here it says self-portrait, and a self-portrait is a drawing or a picture of yourself. And so if you want to draw a picture, I just started quickly doing an outline of myself. Or if you have a photograph that your family would let you use, you also can glue or tape a photograph there. And then, of course, feel free to decorate the rest of the page in any way that you would like. Let's go ahead and look at the next page. The next page is a map of your classroom. And this is a little bit tricky to draw. You imagine that you're above the classroom. You're a bird that's up here looking down at the classroom. And what would you see? My suggestion is that you think about some of the bigger things in your classroom, and that will help you then put in some of the smaller things. So this is room 112. This is my map of room 112. So if you are a student in room 103 or room 110, your map will probably be a little different. Like I know in both of those classrooms, the big rainbow rug is actually near the door, not on the other side of the room. So what I did is I decided, where is my whiteboard? Where's the front of my room where like we see the projector? And I wrote whiteboard. So now I know where that is. And then I decided where the rainbow rug was. I decided where the windows were, where the counter is, and where the door is. And now it's going to be a lot easier for me to put other things on my map. For example, in room 112, if that's the rainbow rug and that's the counter and that's the whiteboard, I know that there are some tables right under the window right there. And there's one right here. So I am going to put those tables in. And now I'm going to start to think about where other things are in the classroom. For example, the next thing I might do are some shelves, because there are some big shelves in room 112 right by the rainbow rug. One is here and one is here. So drawing those in is also going to help me. And I'm going to kind of make my shelves look like this so I kind of know what they are. This says key. And on a map, a key means that there are symbols in the map or shapes in the map. And this is where you can tell the person who's looking at your map what those shapes mean. For example, I am going to let everyone know that's looking at my map that a blue rectangle is a table. So every time someone sees a blue rectangle in my map, they're going to know it's a table. A brown rectangle with a line through it is a shelf. So if you see that shape in my map, you know it's a shelf. I'm also noticing that I can tell people that a yellow line like that, and I might use black here to write because the yellow is a little bit hard to see. A yellow thick line is a window. So now if someone's looking at my map, they can look at the key and say, oh, this is a window. So that means that all of these things up here are windows. I'm going to pause and I'm going to add a few more things into my map. While I'm doing that, you can start to put in your windows. And your windows don't have to look like mine. They could look like whatever you want. You could start to put in your rainbow rug, maybe your door, and let's check back in a minute and see what we have. I added a few more things to my map. I'm not quite done, but I did add in our library, which has a couple of shelves that I made like that.
And I also decided that I was going to add something else to my key. I decided that a green dot was going to stand for a computer. And so back here, you can see I have some tables and then I have computers. So I know that I have some more tables and shelves that I need to add in, but you should work on your map and see how it goes. Hopefully you have fun with that. Let's look at one more page together today. The third page in our first grade memory book is called A Day in the Life of a First Grader. And this is all about what you do during a school day. So you're going to have to think back to what we used to do, or you might decide that you are going to write about your day now that you're doing school at home. But I will read you what each of these squares or rectangles says. This says before school starts. So if I were doing this for myself, I might draw myself eating breakfast or washing my face, and then, or packing my lunch, and then it says at the beginning of the school day. So when I think to the very beginning of the school day, we would do an SEL lesson, maybe with Puppy and Snail, or maybe I would actually draw one of my favorite times of the day, which is when I went out when the bell rang to meet you and say hello and bring you inside. The next square, so you can see that we're following the arrows here. The next rectangle says during the morning. Well, during the morning, at least in room 112, we would do writing together. We would do math together. So think about something that we did during the morning. Squiggle down here to in the middle of the day. So that might be lunch and recess. It might be being a reader when we did independent work time and independent workstations. Next, we go to during the afternoon. So during the afternoon, what are some things? Maybe afternoon recess. And then we squiggle over to at the end of the school day. So that might be your special class, which in first grade you had at the end of the day. And then we hop over to after school is over. So when school was over, what is something that you did? So this really is where you are thinking about your day from before you get to school all the way to after school is over.
I hope that you have fun beginning work on your first grade memory book. Next time that you see me for a lesson, I will go over the next few pages and we will keep filling it out and keep thinking about all the cool things we did this year. All right, see you soon.